Зараз огляд матчу, в якому грають Judd Trump і Jack Jones. І грається турнір World Grand Prix.
Having to concentrate on the pot there, he's lost the cue ball a little, so...
Також на цьому турнірі грає Ронні Саліван, Джо Хіггінс, Шон Мерфі, Тім Мур, Антон Сенгахен, Джин Ху.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Так, матчі грається з
Once again, a good positional shot required.
Grand Prix.
He's brought colour to his next red, but if that goes to plan, then it's looking highly likely to be 3 in a row for Trump. Put him within 1 of victory.
Так, Judd Trump забиває червоний шар ближче в ліву лузу. Вихід на чорний шар.
Well, again, that's not quite gone as he'd hoped. Has he got a red to this corner? Judging by the heavenward glance, I would suggest not for Trump. He was hoping to be on the red to the right of the black. But the red above the pink isn't available. It's covered by the other red. So it's just a safety for Trump. Handy lead for sure. Oh, hang on. Did he go for that? Goodness me, that was an attacking shot. Well, maybe just push the boat out a little there. He's knocked the blue in. Don't think he's left anything there. Very keen to keep the break going there, Trump.
Так, Трамп набирає 57 очок в першому фреймі, вихід на чорний. Забиває його в середню лузу. Вихід на червоний. І Judd Trump виграє перший фрейм і ведеться матч з рахунком 1-0. Так, початок другого фрейму.
Terrific pot, and that might just be a frame winner for Trump. He's still got a bit to do, but cued that well. One good positional shot here. Again, a slight grimace from Trump. Didn't get the cue ball quite as he wanted, but things going slightly wrong now for Jamie Jones, who started the match so well. That superb break of 103 in the first frame. Won the scrappy second. Saw a Trump fluke one at the back end of the frame we've just seen, which helped him over the line for 2. Looks like end of break again.
Flash on your camera, please. Thanks.
terrific pot. Terrific pot from Judd Trump. He really has found his game right in the middle of the pocket. Well, he's needed a few visits in this frame, but he's gradually edging towards a 3-2 lead, 52 in front.
Round.
67 left.
$16.
It's another red and a colour. His shot making is just so impressive. Well, actually, the yellow means that Jones could still tie the frame, so he needs another red if this goes in to be short. $59 the difference, 59 there.
19.
So if he can roll this red in, it'll be 3-2. Well, he didn't roll it in, he punched it in so that it would go away from the pocket should he miss it, which he didn't. He has missed the black.
Shot from 20.
So it's 3 snookers for Jamie Jones, but he remains in his chair. So Judd Trump has hit back in a big way here from 2-0 behind. He now leads the Welshman by 3 frames to 2, 1 from victory. So quite a turnaround here on table 1, and that can happen in these best of 7s. All sorts of momentum shifts, and they can happen quickly, particularly when someone like Trump is at the table. So he's now back in the ascendancy. Jones hoping he can force a decider. And Chris Wakelin, well, he was staring down the barrel at 3-0. He's pulled a frame back, but still much to do. Over on table 2, the respective winners, remember, play in the second round here in Leicester. The first time the Morningside Arena has staged this event, which was held for the first time back in 2015 when it was a non-ranking tournament. Wakelin has got close, but not close enough to that red. Can Liu Haoshan see it? Difficult to tell from our angle. Looks as though he may not be able to. Judd Trump will be delighted with the way he's hit back from 2-0 behind. He's started to cue very fluently. And Jamie Jones has barely had a look in the last 3 frames. Didn't pot a ball in frames 3 and 4. Hasn't potted a ball of any kind for nearly half an hour of playing time. So quite a shift in momentum in this one after Jones made the century in the first frame on the very lengthy second. His pot success is the same as Trump's, 91%. He's played very well, but now he's got to win 2. And there's confirmation. Nothing at all in the potting column for Jones since he led 2-0. 231 points for Trump. Those 5 points for Jones were penalty points. But there's a double kiss. That is a mistake from Trump, so Jones finally gets a chance to stop the rot. Some applause from the crowd for Jones belatedly rejoining the scoring party after more than half an hour of waiting. But we know his game is in good shape. He proved that in the first frame. Can he take this match the distance? Always looked likely to be a challenge for Trump this evening, even though he has beaten Jones in the previous 3 matches, and of course by whitewash the last time they played at the UK Championship. Jones was not really at the races that night, but he is a dangerous player. However, no joy regarding a red here. Looks like under break. So it's been a bit frustrating for Jones since he won that second frame. That break ending much earlier than he would have liked. Just didn't get the cannon on the reds he wanted. And worse is that Trump has once again sunk one from long range, although the cue ball has travelled on. He could pot this green. And the way he's queuing at the moment, he'll back himself to get it. Excellent, excellent shot from Trump. Well, can he put this match to bed here and now? Completely monopolised the scoreboard in the last 3 frames. And aside from that very lengthy second frame, it's been a pretty brisk match. The average frame time is still a very respectable 16 minutes.
Fourteen. 21.
Only Trump's shoelace can stop him in full flow at the moment. Certainly has turned it on from 2-0 behind. Yes, he got a bit of luck at the back end of the frame where he got the fluke, which directly led to him clinching it, but it's all part of the game. He's cued very well from 2-0 behind. He'll be looking to put this match away here and now. And Jones has done very little wrong, really. Hasn't had much of an opportunity since he led 2-0.
30.
That's the nature of this great game, that sometimes you don't have to do anything wrong and you're still frozen out. And the first frame didn't last much longer than 10 minutes, so a real contrast at the start of this match between frames 1 and 2, but they all count the same, of course.
Judd Trump 4.
There's been a lot of fouling and missing in this frame. Just one of those really awkward frames that won't live long in the memory for aesthetics, but could be very important come the end of the evening, with Jones looking to double his lead and put Trump under pressure to win frame 3 to avoid falling 3 down with 4 to play. Not much wiggle room in these best of 7s. Just looking to nestle into the red. He'll settle for that. Could be an off. Oh, he's just managed to keep the cue ball on the table, which of course has made Trump's cueing very awkward. So nearly disappeared there. Well, finally the pink and the black are out in the open. That's good news from the point of view of progressing this frame.
Judd Trump 1.
Close, but not close enough. But of course, in getting that close to the pot, the pink has covered the pocket, and that isn't necessarily good news from the point of view of progressing this frame now. Although if that double had gone in, it might have changed things. Now, where are these reds going to end up? He's been a bit lucky there, Jamie Jones, having missed the double. Could easily have left Trump a chance, but no joy for this man. The now 8 times Masters champion Ronnie O'Sullivan begins his account tomorrow night against Judd of China. Tomorrow afternoon, a heavyweight encounter involving 4 times world champion John Higgins and Triple Crown winner Sean Murphy. The other evening match tomorrow, by the way, another entertaining match in the offing. Mark Williams, 3 times world champion, against former shootout winner Tepchire and New. Oh, great pot. Now then, that's changed things. Trump can get rid of the pink and open the table up a little. only 20 behind, so this frame is still very much in the balance at the moment. Mark Allen begins his defence of the title against Jack Lazowski on Wednesday afternoon. Ali Carter, runner-up to O'Sullivan, of course, last night at the Masters. He plays tomorrow afternoon against Wu Yize. Oh, just caught the near jaw, so Trump continuing to struggle a bit, but with the state of the table, there's still much snooker to be played before this one's decided. The second match of the evening on table 2, by the way, features former shootout winner Hossein Vafaei against Matt Selt. Our match on table 1, Mark Selby against Yuan Sojourn, as Trump manages to knock that red in. Well, it has been a marathon frame, this 35 minutes, completely different to the first. Trump won't mind if he wins it. Still a lot to do to make that happen.
6.
Now within 8 points, though.
Trump 6.
Very difficult pot, and unfortunately for Trump, he's left it for Jones, so yeah, puffs out his cheeks. Bit of a frustrating evening for Trump so far. He was in first in the first frame, of course, broke down on 32, missing a red to the green pocket, somewhat surprisingly. Jones knocked in a superb century break. He'd like an angle here on the black to develop those 2 reds on the top cushion. And he had the perfect angle. He played that beautifully, so this is a chance for Jones to extend his lead. Could not have played this any better. He managed to get the cue ball right between the 2 reds, opening them up nicely on this one to the right corner. He is going to need all 3 remaining reds to make the frame safe. So it's all about getting in behind the remaining red up the table. He's got the angle to do that. Wants to get as close as he can to it. Oh, that's nicely played. He could not have played that any better. So, just the red required to put him 32 in front with only 27 left. Judd Trump would need 2 snookers. It's been a real battle, this frame. It won't live long in the memory, but Jones has won it, and that's all that matters from his point of view. He'll be delighted to be 2-0 up. He's not had a great season, really. He hasn't qualified for the upcoming German Masters. at the Templedrum in Berlin. And problems for Judd Trump. The most decorated player in the history of this event, 3 times a champion.
29 in the second frame.
And Judd Trump concedes, he remains in his chair. So problems for the best player of the season, the 3 times ranking titleist Judd Trump. The Welshman Jamie Jones doubles his lead to 2-0. Over on table 2, of course, the winner of this plays the winner of the match on table 1 this evening. Chris Wakelin up against Liu Haoshan, who's made a terrific start. He leads Wakelin, the shootout champion from last season, 2 frames to 0. First of 4, of course, to go through in this opening round here in Leicester. Make that 3-0 now. What a start from Liu. So Wakelin has got it all to do. He's going to win the remaining 4. Not an impossibility in a best of 7 by any means, but not to manoeuvre at all now for Wakelin. And for Judd Trump, well, this next frame clearly very important for him. If he falls 3 down with 4 to play against Jamie Jones, he's going to be under a lot of pressure, so could really do with winning this one. Just a reminder that following this match, it'll be Mark Selby against Yuan Sijun. Selby, who lost out in the quarterfinals of the Masters last week, having been in a winning position against Mark Allen, 4-1 up. Liu Haoshan has had a great evening so far on table 2, leading Chris Wakelin, former shootout champion, 3-0. So just 1 away from the second round, and a meeting with either this man, Judd Trump, 3 times World Grand Prix champion, or Jamie Jones. And at the moment it's Jones very much in the ascendancy, leading 2-0. A marathon second frame, very scrappy frame, with the balls going awkward. Trump took on a tough red to the left centre, missed it, let Jones in, and Jones got the points he required very nicely. So 2-0, looking for his first ever win over Trump, and this is 4th attempt. Made his Crucible debut, Jamie Jones, back in 2012, and managed to make the quarterfinals on debut. No mean feat. He beat Sean Murphy in the opening round. Actually pushed Ali Carter close in the last 8 at the Crucible that year. Carter eventually lost in the final to O'Sullivan. Trump's long potting not quite as he'd like it so far this evening. Overcut that one by a margin. So Jones fails to negotiate the red. What can Trump do with this chance? He needs to get something going here. 2-0 behind in a race to 4. Quite remarkable consistency from Trump this season, of course. Becoming only the 5th player to win 3 consecutive ranking events.
6.
First since Ding Junhui did it back in 2013. And during that extraordinary run, he put together 22 consecutive victories. Remarkable stuff. He's been in 2 other finals as well this season. European Masters when he lost to Barry Hawkins, and the champion of champions when he lost to Mark Allen. So the old consistency has certainly returned this season. Of course, he won the Masters last season, his second Masters title. That aside, it was a bit of a frustrating season for Trump. He didn't manage to win a ranking event. He came very close to winning this for a fourth time, of course. Got to a final frame in the final against Allen and had a chance in that frame as well. But certainly has looked back to his brilliant best during this season. He's nearly 100,000 points clear of his nearest rival O'Sullivan on the one-year list. Albeit that O'Sullivan has missed 5 ranking events by withdrawing. Just looking to get a bit of fluency in his cue. Had that early chance in the first frame.
18.
Second was a very scrappy affair.
19.
But with a player like Trump, it doesn't take much to click into gear. He hit those very nicely, pretty much bang on the nose of the pink, which is what you want to do. And the reds have spread pretty well, so if Trump can clip this in, which he has created a golden chance to halve the deficit in no time.
$40. 41. $48. 49. 56.
Trump certainly finding his game here, and he would have been well aware of the need to.
57.
He's a bit annoyed to fall a little short on this black, so a little bit of work positionally to do here. And well recovered though. And that should be the winning
64.
shot in this frame. He needs just a red and another black. Or pink.
65.
What a difference this frame has been to the previous one, over in the blink of an eye. And Trump has taken these exceptionally well. Jones missed one into the left corner, and in no time at all, Trump has got himself back in the match. And now there's a chance to extend his already extraordinary tally of centuries for the season. He's made 55. When you consider he made 45 in the whole of last season, he's very much on course to make 100 in a single campaign for the second time. He's not making one here. He's missed that red, but it doesn't matter. The frame is won. And Judd Trump, in no time at all, has halved the deficit. Jamie Jones now leading by 2 frames to 1. So game on table 1. Trump joining the party in style with that very fluent break just now, just falling short of what would have been a 56th century of the season. Meanwhile, Chris Wakelin with a lot to do if he's to get back in to his contest with Liu Haoshan, who took the first 3 frames on table 2. But you're never out of a best of 7. Even at 3-0 behind, we've seen deficits like that overturned many, many times before in this distance of match. He won't be thrilled with that one, though, Wakelin. He's covered the black with the red. So that's not gone to plan for him. By his own admission, his victory at the shootout last season against Julian Leclerc of Belgium changed his life, really. The ranking points that he secured, the prize money, just took all the pressure off him in terms of his ranking position. And of course, he's been a ranking finalist again this season in the Northern Ireland Open, losing to Judd in Belfast, but playing the snooker of his life without a doubt. He's going to have to for the rest of this evening if he's to book his place in the round of 16 and a possible rematch with Trump, although of course both players are behind at the moment. So Liu Haoshan remaining firm favourite over there for the time being. Judd Trump finding his form. A superb 3rd frame from him. 2-1 to Jones. Break of 80 in the blink of an eye from Trump. He needs more of the same in this one to make this a best of 3 frame match. The easy red over the left corner is covered, so it's just a safety for Jones. Jones just looking at the possibility of planting the red onto the other 2 and knocking one in the process. Maybe it goes directly. From that camera angle, you can see that the pocket's actually clear. Just caught the red, however. Now he needs some cover. Got a good cue ball. He had a good look at it. He's managed to pot it, but he's not been lucky positionally. He certainly split the reds far and wide, but no colour to go up for Trump. Worked the shot out well, but was inevitably trusting to luck there as to whether he'd land on the colour. And he's not had any joy in that regard. the problem is to leave things safe. Reds very invitingly spread for whoever does get back in next. The amount of thinking time here, indicative of the predicament Trump is in. Having opened the reds as he has, not easy to leave everything in a safe spot.
So Trump won.
Can Trump see the red above the black on the right-hand side of the table as we look? It's the only one he would be able to see. Looks as though he might be able to get through to it. It's pretty tight though. Marcel Eckhart, the referee, having a look. Well, he got the double kiss there, but ultimately it's not worked out too badly for Trump. He just holds his hand up in apology, but he'll certainly take that result. He was in trouble there. Both of these players making a maximum break at the age of 14. Extraordinary, really. Jones initially the youngest to do it. Trump then took his record off him. Oh, has he screwed him off? He has. That's not what he wanted. Now, has he covered the red in the process? No, I don't think he has. So, you can see the disappointment on Jones' face. Didn't legislate for the cue ball going into the pocket. Trump can get through to this. One good pot here and he could be in business. Played on the black, and he's played it well. Could easily have cannoned a red there and been out of position, but he backed himself. No applause from the crowd, but I think it was worth a round of applause, that one. Had to play it pretty intricately.
That's right. 8. Nine. Sixteen. 17. 24. 25. 30. 32. 33. 40.
Not quite as he intended. He's still got reds here, Trump. This one is pretty thin, though, into the left corner. Very thin, in fact. Bit of a stretch as well. And he's played it well.
41.
Just slightly out of prime position at the moment, Trump, but good pull on the blue, and he should be okay. And it's been a good response to falling 2-0 behind. He would have been irritated to miss the red in the first frame, which let Jones in for that superb century. And then
7.
losing a very bitty, scrappy second when the balls went awkward. Wouldn't have improved his mood, but he's hit back in style that very fluent run of 80 in the previous frame in no time. And now getting close to restoring parity here, although there's still a bit to do.
Yellow ball.
Yellow nominated. The reason he nominated yellow there was because the way he was pointing, he could have been going for the blue. So just making it clear to the referee which ball he was
49.
choosing to play. Another good shot required here to keep the break going. He's not over the winning line yet. Once again, a bit of a stretch. Yeah, it was awkward enough to miss. So this frame is still live. Unless this drops in,
50.
wow, what a fluke. What a fluke. And that might be a frame winner. Well, that'll be a sickener for Jamie Jones, but Trump will be relieved. And that is
58.
going to lead him to the frame. Frame ball. Well, sometimes you need a bit of luck, and Trump certainly had some there.
65.
Jones needs a snooker.
66.
Yeah, that was a fluke and a half from Trump, and it's won him this frame, so it's going to be a best of 3 from here on in.
73.
And for the second straight frame, it looks like Jones won't be troubling the scorers. 80 in the previous frame from Trump. Having got that fluke, maybe he can go on to make a century this time. He'll need a good shot here. Not sure if he can get to the red to the left of that
81.
little trio of 3 to pot it. No, he can't. So we could see a hit and hope here. Watch all pockets. Not this time.
81 and the frame.
81 will do, though, for Judd Trump. He was helped by the fluke, but he's come from 2-0 behind to level up proceedings here in Leicester. At 2 frames all to play for. They both need 2. So Judd Trump fighting back from 2-0 behind, the 3-times World Grand Prix champion. Very much back in the mix. Chris Wakelin has managed to pull the frame back against Lou Haoshan. Still got a lot to do, Wakelin, but in early in the 5th frame. But that one's gone astray. So Lou back at the table. Just a reminder, the 2 winners of these 2 matches this evening will play in the last 16. Lewis had breaks of 69 and 53 on his way to that 3-1 lead. Chris Wakelin was able to make a 64 to pull the frame back, keep his hopes alive. But this looks like a pretty good chance for Lou to possibly seal frame a match. Plenty of reds open, black available. Although, as you can see, one or two of those reds are currently covering one another, so plenty of work to do, but an early opportunity to at least build a sizable lead for the Chinese. Liu Haoshan looking to clinch victory, 3-1 up on Chris Wakelin. As you can see, it's a pretty decent chance he's got. Won the first three, Wakelin managed to win the fourth. But there are reds covering one another, so positionally work to do there for Liu to turn that into a possible match-winning chance. Former ranking finalist, a very capable player. The sort of player who kind of flies under the radar, but he's dangerous, as Chris Wakelin is finding out. Meanwhile, on table one, all to play for. It's 2 frames all. Trump breaking off, having won back-to-back frames, helped, it must be said, by fluking the red, which he missed into the left corner. It ran along the top cushion into the right corner. But he certainly started to cue nicely. Back-to-back breaks of 80 and 81 after Jamie Jones made a century in the first. Both of these players like to attack. Jones not holding back with that attempted long red, but having missed it, he's left an early chance for Trump again. And he's in full stroke as well now. Trump having hogged the table in the last 2 frames. Jones hasn't potted a ball since he led 2-0.
Six. Seven.
Trump is so dangerous when he gets on a roll, and of course he does his damage very quickly. He's also not fazed by falling behind. A lot of his success in recent seasons, of course, he became the first player to win 6 ranking events in a single campaign after he won the World Championship. He's had moments in those tournaments where he's had to dig deep and win deciding frames from losing positions. He's got so much self-belief at the moment. Last season at times was a frustration for him, even though he won his second Masters. This season has been anything but. He has been a winning machine again. By far and away the player of the season overall, albeit that, of course, Ronnie O'Sullivan has won the big tournaments, the UK and the Masters,
29.
the Shanghai Masters, but he's only appeared sporadically in the ranking events, missing 5 of them by choice. Trump has been winning most of those.
36.
Another very attacking shot from Trump. He's got so much cue power as well. He's just worked the cue ball through the reds beautifully there. Trump against Jamie Jones in the first round of Snooker's World Grand Prix, live here from Leicester. Trump to get us underway. The first of 4 to go through to the round of 16. The winner of this one to play the Lou House Shan or Chris Wakelin, who are in action this evening on table 2. We'll keep you up to date with developments, and that's pretty much the perfect break from Trump, getting Jones in behind the yellow. These players have played 3 times before, and Trump has come out on top on each occasion, in fact, emphatically so. Earlier this season at the UK Championship, 6-0. That was actually Jones' best run of the season to get to the round of 16, and it was the prize money and ranking points he earned from that tournament, which has got him into this one by the skin of his teeth. Just 500 ranking points separating him from the 33rd player on the list. So I'm sure delighted to be here, but not delighted to be stuck behind the yellow. ...35 years of age, from Neath in Wales, first term pro back in 2006. He's currently ranked at 40, has been as high as 27 in the world. A very capable player. He's twice beaten Sean Murphy at the World Championship. In fact, he was the youngest player ever to make a 147 break when he was just 14. That's a record that Judd Trump has since relieved him of. Under a lot of pressure straight away. It's not hitting a red that's a problem here, it's leaving nothing on for his opponent. Cushions.
Falling limits. Judd Trump.
Will not be going back, clearly. So that very effective break-off from Trump, giving him this first opportunity to score. Lost out of the Masters last week in disappointing fashion, of course, to Ali Carter. He was 1 ball away from victory, missed a cut back into the left corner pocket. Carter played superbly to come through before eventually, of course, losing the title match last night to Ronnie O'Sullivan, who has now become
6.
both the youngest and oldest winners of both the UK and the Masters. Extraordinary achievement for O'Sullivan. He's in action this week, of course. He's the number 2 seed, number 2 on the one-year list, which is pretty remarkable when you consider he's missed 5 ranking events this season. Judd Trump won the first version of this when it was a non-ranking tournament back in 2015, when he beat O'Sullivan in the final in Llandudno.
15.
Won it again in 2019 when he beat Carter, and then retained the title in beating Jack Lazowski. So he's had a lot of success in this tournament, and of course was runner-up last season
22.
to Mark Allen in a deciding frame. This is a tester. Yeah, mid-range red, not easy. Trump will be disappointed to miss it.
Judd Trump, 28.
And a let-off for Jamie Jones. Now, can he get through to this red past the green? He's having a good look. Certainly would have expected Trump to get that one. So he can just about get through. So a chance to hit straight back. A little bit overcooked in position on the blue. Wanted to be above it for a more straightforward position on his next red. Just that bit further away than he he's now looking at into the right corner. Nicely played though. Had a pretty quiet season during the last campaign, just one quarter-final ranking event, that was the European Masters. And as mentioned, this season, the last 16 of the UK Championship, by far and away his best. And because it's a big money event, that propelled him into the top 32 for this tournament.
14.
Beat Jack Lisowski before losing by whitewash to Trump. He's a very capable player, dangerous player. He's in full flow. Judd
15.
knows him from the junior days. He knows the threat that he carries. Just a little shake of the head there from Jones. He's gone a bit further this time on the blue than he would have liked. Slightly more acute angle. As a result,
20.
perhaps not ideal on his next red. Yeah, needs the rest and the extension for this awkward one into the opposite corner. Three times he's been a ranking semi-finalist. Played that nicely, just the right amount of pace to ensure that the black still goes.
21.
Semi-finals of the Australian Open back in 2015 was his last full appearance in a ranking event. 2 years later, the Paul Hunter Classic. Most recently, the Scottish Open in 2020.
28.
Of course, he was suspended from the tour for breaching betting regulations back in 2018, but regained his tour card 4 years ago. And seeing
29.
this second half of his career as an opportunity to really make the very most of his talent, having been given that second chance that perhaps he thought he might not get. And this would be a good way to start the evening if he could punish Trump for that misread.
36.
There is the sense that in these shorter matches, race to 4, the underdog has a better opportunity to cause the upset. You can see the plant is dead set to the pocket.
37.
That said, Trump has been very adept at winning ranking events regardless of the length of matches. He's become a winning machine in recent seasons, but this is a good start from Jones.
42.
So that can't our referee, one of the most respected in the business. The first time this tournament has been staged in Leicester. It's moved around a fair bit
50.
actually. Llandudno, Preston, Cheltenham, Milton Keynes during lockdown because of COVID, Coventry, Cheltenham again last year, and Leicester this year. You can see though, again, Jones a bit frustrated with landing awkwardly on this red, so this needs some potting. It's missable. Oh, he's played it well. That's a really good recovery shot. Excellent. And now the frame is at his mercy. Already 19 in front, 51 left, with this pink to follow. He likes to get on with it, Jamie Jones. He likes to attack the balls. So 32 in front, 43 left, so just this
64.
red and any colour.
$65.
If this goes in, Trump will need 2 snookers. Nicely done. A couple of shots could have gone wrong, but he negotiated those problems successfully. He's looking sharp, and Judd Trump made to pay for the misread into this green pocket. Enough there for a century.
$81.
Trump has the utmost respect for Jones, and he's seeing just why he's going to have to be sharp tonight, because if he's not, this guy is more than capable of taking advantage, as he has superbly in this frame. What a break this has been.
90.
Fell out of prime position a couple of times, but used the rest effectively.
90.
And this for the 10th century of the season for Jamie Jones. What a way to start. Judd Trump had the chance after he snookered Jones behind the yellow, but Trump missed a red. Jones stepped in with a century break and leads last year's runner-up, 1-0. So that is a great start for Jamie Jones. Not just the fact that he's won the frame, but the manner in which he's done it with a century, and also punishing Trump's potting error to the full. Of course, we have another match underway on table 2. Lu Haoshan of China up against Chris Wakelin, who famously won the shootout last season. And as you can see, Lu at the table going well in the opening frame. And the respective winners of this evening's matches will play in the second round here in Leicester. It's a big money tournament, £100,000 to the winner, 10,000 for the highest break of the week. Of course, we had 2 maximum breaks at the Masters last week, having only had 3 in the history of the tournament previously. Ding Junhui and Mark Allen making those breaks. Allen, of course, is our defending champion this week, having beaten Trump in that final frame thriller last year. All looking good to take the opening frame against Wakelin. We'll keep you posted on developments there. Just a reminder, our second match of the evening on table 1, Mark Selby, 4 times world champion, of course, up against Yuan Sijun. The opening evening of the World Grand Prix Snooker, and what a start on table 1 as we see Lu Haoshan mopping the balls up in the opening frame against Chris Wakelin. He's missed that black, Jamie Jones with a superb century to start the evening after Trump had got in first, having snookered Jones behind the yellow. Missed a red from mid-range, one that he would have expected to get, but he might not have expected Jones to clear up from that error. So a great start for the underdog. Remember, this is their 4th meeting. Trump has won the previous 3. Most recently, a 6-0 drubbing at this season's UK Championship. And Trump overcutting that attempted long red. Quite a long way off that red, Trump. Normally such an asset, of course, his long game, but he's been put under early pressure here by Jones. And there's not too much time to settle in a match of this length. You quickly find yourself a couple of frames behind and under pressure. That's another good pop from Jones. And where's the cue ball going to end up? Could do with it running a bit. That's very awkward. And a shake of the head. He's been very good with the rest already this evening. A couple of excellent retrieving pots in that century in the opening frame. Centre. No room for the pink on its own spot, so it goes to the highest available, in this case the only available, the black spot. And this is another very presentable chance at the start of frame 2 for Jones to do some more damage.
It's 15. 16. Jones has been immaculate so far with his putting in this match. Cleared the table in the opening frame after Trump missed. And that's another good one. He's looking very, very sharp. He's up for this evening. Only just got into this tournament in the 32nd and final spot, of course. That's why he's playing the top seed, but he looks to be in the mood to make the most of it. Once again, the wrong side of the blue. But at the moment, the way he's cueing, he must be feeling very confident. And if he can win this frame, then he's got Trump under pressure. Well, it looks as though pink and black, certainly the pink is not potable at the moment. So the break ends there. But Jones still hasn't made a mistake, and he's played a good safety there. He's got the cue ball tight to the baulk cushion, in behind the brown, keeping the pressure on Trump. Judd Trump 30 behind in this second frame, having missed the red to the green pocket in the first, and having sat out that superb century from Jones. Excellent safety from Trump. Jones does have this red to play on the side cushion, though, as he looks to get back to baulk. This is the first of the 3 Players Series events. This tournament, of course, is the top 32 on the one-year list. The Players' Championship is coming up in February. It'll be staged in Wolves for the top 16, and then it's the Tour Championship in March for the top 12 this season. Traditionally, it's been the top 8, but slightly reconfigured format this year. Another good safety from Trump. This frame has the potential to be lengthy, with at the moment both black and pink out of commission. So patience required. double kiss, which can quite often spell trouble. Does Trump have a red into this right corner pocket? The problem, of course, is the positional side of things, how to get to a colour. You can see that red goes. But no way to get on a colour. Trump would rather have not cannoned into the blue there, but it is now a pretty awkward table. All of the colours off their spots. A very different frame to the opening one, which was a very clean frame. Trump got in, missed, and Jones cleared up with 100. Well, that's typical Trump, finding a long red. He's so good at those thin clips from the balk area. Work to be done, though, to turn this into a substantial break. Look at the cue bow there from Trump. Bags of screw and side on the cue ball to get it down to the sharp end of the table.
6.
Surely the best player in the world at manufacturing a break out of not very much, given his shot-making ability. Chris Wakelin in the background there, playing Liu Hao Shan on table 2, of course. That's a good red as well. He was hoping to develop the high-value colours there. No joy. He's managed to get some of the reds in play. 23 the deficit.
Green ball. Judd Trump 7.
A good safety from Trump as he looks to work his way back into this frame and in the process level this match up. I tell you, Liu Hao Shan did take the opening frame against Chris Wakelin. Made a break of 69 in that opening frame. Of course, the two winners of this evening's match will play in the last 16. It's the best of 7 in the first 2 rounds here in Leicester, and then for the quarterfinals, the best of 9, first to 5. Semis, the best of 11, the first to 6, and the final over 2 sessions. When the first to 10 will win the trophy and pick up that cool cheque for £100,000 and ranking points, of course.
Following is Judd Trump 4.
That's going to be replaced.
Can we just check the green, please, Leo?
Marcel Eckhart might need a bit of help here from Leo Scullion, who's doing the marking this evening, just to make sure balls are back in the right place. There is Leo.
quarter ball towards the green pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, Judd, thanks.
Can Trump clip this red in? It's pretty thin, and he's just about managed to wriggle it in. So the table looking a bit more promising now. The black and the pink are still out of commission, but the blue's back on its spot. And there are open reds, so it's definitely an opportunity for Trump to get right back in the frame. 18 behind at present.
Yellow ball.
Oh no, he's playing a snooker by the look of it. Clearly there wasn't
Judd,
the colour available there to him, so he's got Jones in trouble again. Not for the first time this evening, Jones glued to the yellow. Ultimately, it didn't cost him in the first frame. Once again, it's not so much hitting a red, it's leaving things safe. And he's done well there. That's an excellent escape from Jamie Jones. Does this red go to the centre? It clearly did, but Trump not as accurate as he wanted to be, so this is a chance now for Jones. He was up very quickly there, Trump. He knew immediately that he'd missed it by quite a margin, actually. Well, this is not an easy opening red, but if he can knock it in, could be a frame-winning chance. Already has that modest lead. No, it wasn't easy. Relief for Trump. Again, the primary goal there for Trump was to get the cue ball back behind the brown, which he's achieved. And this is a really good return from Jamie Jones. Excellent shot. Again, Trump up very quickly there. He caught that way too thick. It could have been worse. Could easily have left this red. Yeah. Whenever a player jumps up off the shot, you can be sure they're not happy. Another good one from Jones. This time it's Trump behind a baulk colour.
Followings. Jamie Jones 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that was always going to go back with Trump behind the green. So, second attempt. Not an easy shot he's trying to execute here. Two cushion escape, needing to swerve the cue ball. Well, he'll settle for that for sure. Not quite how he intended to hit it, but the cannon on the red was kindly allowing the cue ball to get back to the balk end. This frame remains awkward with the black and the pink as they've been throughout the frame. Still effectively out of play. Jones slightly hampered with his cueing by the yellow. Having to bridge over it, as you can see. So here's a chance for Trump. Table is gradually becoming a little more inviting. This is not an easy red, however. No, just playing the safety. It's too thin. Oh, he's gone for the double, actually, which would have been a bonus had he got it. .22 the difference, still 7 reds on the table. Just about avoiding the double kiss, but suddenly the table has got awkward again with a number of reds in difficult spots. So there's a lot of snooker potentially left in this frame. Any sort of lead in these circumstances is one worth having. And those cluster of bought colours are providing a very handy target to snooker the opponent behind. So tough old frame this. Trump, of course, looking to level up at 1-all. But with a lot to do to make that happen right now.
Following this, Jamie Jones 4.
There's Liu Haoshan. He'll be pretty happy with his evening's work thus far. Mentioned that he took the opening frame against Chris Wakelin. And he's managed to make it 2-0. So the shootout champion from last season in a spot of bother there against Liu, a former ranking event finalist at the Indian Open. On we go with this protracted second frame. Still 7 reds left, and all of them in awkward spots. And this looks like an error, but Jones, that red has not bounced quite enough for Trump to pot it. Well, that's at least released a couple of those awkward.
38.
Closing in on a second round place here, and Trump will be very satisfied with his evening's work if he can now clinch this frame at this visit, having been 2-0 behind to an opponent he rates highly, having lost that very lengthy second frame, which is always a frustration when you're on the wrong end of a scrappy frame like that. It lasted the best part of 40 minutes, but the way he's responded has been very impressive and typical of the snooker he's produced this season. And there is the ball, only 59 left, 63 is the lead. So Jamie Jones, who's played well, hasn't done much wrong really since leading 2-0, is nevertheless going to be on the wrong end of a 4th loss in 4 attempts against Judd Trump. That is the cruelty of snooker.
77.
You can play well and lose. Sometimes you can play poorly and win, but Jones certainly hasn't played poorly tonight. His century in the first frame was outstanding. But it's all over in favour of the 3 times World Grand Prix champion. What a start for Judd Trump, who came very close to a 4th time.